Hello and welcome to Road Trip. Hey, this is a work with me video. So what you should be doing is working alongside me. What I want you to do is I'll give you the scenario and then you'll pause the video and write whatever I write, do a little bit, and we'll work through this problem together, my friend. Okay, so first of all, here is your scenario. Your parents just bought a travel home. And now it's time to hit the road. You're heading across the United States, and it is 2,924 miles from California to New York. So let's go ahead and write that down. 2,924 miles, right? And now, if you go from California to New York in 43 hours, so let's write that down. I'm going to write that over here. 43 hours. Then how fast are you driving? How fast do you drive? So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your counting by the numbers for the 4s and the 3s. And I've got my 4s right here and my 3s right here. Now, I also want you to write your 5s down, because when we're estimating, you're going to estimate, instead of using 40, you're going to estimate at 50. And I'm going to show that as we work together through this problem. So let's go ahead and make sure you have your 4s written down, your 3s written down, and your 5s written down. And then I also want you to create your first area box. So you're going to make an area box right here, and you're going to plug in the 2,924 inside the box, 2,924, and then you're going to put the 43 right outside the box. So go ahead and pause the video and get that all written, and then when you're ready, hit play and we'll work on through. Okay, so we are ready to go, and we're trying to figure out how many times 43 will go into 2,924, right? So first of all, 43 will not fit into 29, right? But it will fit into 292. So I'm going to put a 0 above here, and anything times 0, in this case 0 times 43, will give me a 0 down here, right? And next, I'm going to use my 50 to estimate. And then just like this has a 0 behind it, we're going to imagine that each of these digits here has a 0 behind it. So this would be 50. Then 100, then 150, then 200, then 250, and then 300. Now 300 is too much here because this is 292, right? With that 0 there. So I'm going to work back here to the 250, right? Which means I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to plug a 5 right there. And let's just go ahead and do that. I plug my 5 in there. And then now I'm working with the real numbers, okay? So then 5 times 3, I'm going to come here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's going to give me 15. I'm going to drop the 5 and carry the 1. So I'm going to drop the 5 right here, and then I'm going to carry this 1 right there. And now I'm going to add it in when I do my next one. Now I'm going to go 5 times 4, which is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which gives me 20, but I got to add this 1 in, so I'm going to add the 1 right there, and that's going to give me 21, right? So now I'm ready to subtract. Now, before I do, I want you to pause the video and get all this written, get the 5 written, and get all this written, and then when you're ready, hit play and we'll continue on. Alrighty, so the first thing I like to do is always look for trouble coming, and I obviously have no trouble here, but lo and behold, I got trouble right here, trouble a-coming, because I cannot take 2 and subtract 5 from it. So the first thing I'm going to do is borrow from this 9, turn that 9 into an 8, and turn that 2 into 12, and now I've got no more trouble a-coming. And then 8 minus 1, I got no trouble at all. 2 minus 2 zeroes out, and I'm all good with that. So I'm ready to add my next area box. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to take 4 minus 0 is going to give me 4. And then 12 minus 5 is going to give me 7. So I'm going to write my 7 right there. And then 8 minus 1 is going to give me another 7. And Then 2 minus 0 is 2. I'm going to make that 7 just like that. So now I'm going to look here and I'm going to see can the 43, actually wait a second, why don't you go ahead and get this all copied first. So pause the video, copy the subtraction, and then we'll move on. Alrighty, so now I'm looking at 43 and can it go into 77? And actually it will fit into 77. So I can put one more time here, right? So let's move this quickly. I'm going to move this so I have a little bit more room. Move this right here. And I'm going to move the 43 right here. And the 2,924 there. I'm going to just slide that divided by sign in between there. And you don't have to do this, but we're going to move on here now. So I can fit another 43 right in this 77. So I still need a 0 to hold this 4 columns, the column for the 4. So I'm going to add a 0 there. And then we've got 0 times 43 will give me a 0 right down here and hold that place value for that 4 column, right? And now it's real easy to see that the 43 will go in here one time. So I'm going to add another 1 right there and plug that in. And then 1 times 43 will give me 43 right down here. So I'll plug that in. And now checking for trouble coming, I got no trouble here, no trouble here, and no trouble here. So I am good to go. I'm going to enlarge this a little bit so we have a little bit more room. And I'm going to draw my subtraction sign and draw my next area box right here. And now I'm ready to subtract. So 4 minus 0 is going to give me 4 right down here. And 7 minus 3 is going to give me 4. And then 7 minus 4 will give me 3. So I write that there. And why don't you copy this? I'm going to just shrink it a little bit so you can see all that. And copy the 10 and the 430 and then subtract it and you'll get 344. And then when you're ready, hit play and we'll move on. Alrighty, and here we go. So now I'm trying to figure out how many times 43 will go into this 344. I'm going to use the 50 as my estimation, right? Just like it did last time, which means I need a little bit more room here. And remember, I'm working with 344. So let's move up a little bit. And I've got, remember, there's a 0 behind each of these digits. I've got 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, which is a little too much. So we're going to come back here to 300, which means I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So now we're going to work with the real numbers, right, of the 34, and I'm multiplying by 6. I said 34, I meant 43. So I'm going to plug a 6 right in here in the ones column, and then I'm going to go 6 times 3, and I'm going to come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to give me 18. I'm going to drop the 8 and carry the 1. So I'll drop the 8 down here, 8 right there, and then I'm going to carry the 1 right there. Then I've got 6 times 4, which is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 24. Plus 1 is going to give me 25. So I'll drop a 2 and a 5 right there. And now I'm ready to look for trouble coming and subtract, right? Whoops, it's trying to get away from me, isn't it? So I'm going to do this. And now 4 minus 8, I got trouble coming right away. So I'm going to borrow from this 4, turn that into a 3, and turn this into 14. And then I got more trouble coming because I cannot take 3 and subtract 5. So I'm going to borrow from this, turn that 3 into a 2, and turn this into 13. So now I've got 14 minus 8 is okay, 13 minus 5 is fine, and 2 minus 2 is going to 0 out. So let's go ahead and make our next area box, and then we're ready to subtract, right? So, and here we go. So we've got 14 minus 8, which is going to give us 6. Drop my 6. And then I've got 13 minus 5, which is going to give me 8. Drop my 8 right there. And then 2 minus 2 is going to 0 out, so I don't need to write that at all. So I'd like you to take a moment and copy all this down, and then when you're ready, hit play, and we shall move on to the next step. Okay, so this next part could get a little bit tricky because if you notice here, 43 will still fit in here, so I'm going to need to add another one up here. If I use the 50, 1 would give me 50, not enough. 2 would be 100, which would be too much, right? And then, okay, so now if you notice here, this 43, if I doubled it, it would go in here 86 exactly, right? However, since I'm trying to teach you to estimate by bumping up, I'm going to show you how it would work if you estimated with the 50. But if you actually just put a 2 up here, right here, you would actually get 86, and then you would just be able to add up, and the 2 and the 6 would give you 8. But watch how I do it with still using the estimation of 50. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to be consistent for those of you who are not ready to jump to seeing that this could just be doubled, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So if I estimate this as 50, then I'm going to come here and go, and remember I'm working with 86 here, so I don't want to go above 86. So I'm going to come up here, and I've got 50 and 100, which is too much. So I'm going to use 50, which is going to be 1. So I'm going to plug a 1 right in here, and then now if you notice, I've got the 1 times 43 is going to give me 43 here, right? So I'll go ahead and put a 43. And I've got no trouble coming at all, so I can simply subtract. So let's go ahead and do that. And if I do that, I get 6 minus 3 is going to give me 3, right? And then 8 minus 4 is going to give me 4, right? And now you can see that 43 could go in here exactly one more time, right? So I'm going to add another 1 there. So as you see, I could have just written 2 and gone into 86 and gotten it right away. But I wanted to be consistent with you guys with the estimation. So there we have it. Now we can wrap this up. 1 times 43 is going to give me another 43 right here. And that, my friends, will zero out. So why don't you go ahead and copy all this down, get this box and these 2 1s, and actually both these boxes and these 2 1s here. And then we'll finish this up. Alrighty, so all I have to do now is add these up. So let's go ahead and make this a little bigger. I'm going to move these out of the way. And bam, there they are out of the way. And I'm going to draw my line, and remember I'm just going to add up here like this. So I've got the 0, 6, 1, and 1 is going to give me 8, right? So I'll write an 8 right here. And then I've got 5 and 1 is going to give me 6 right here. And 68 is your answer. Alrighty, so there you have it. So let's recap this really quickly. You're going across the country. I'm not sure if you're in this one, this is kind of cool, or if you're in this motorhome here. But either way, you're going from California to New York, and it's 2,924 miles, and you do it in 43 hours. So you want to know how fast you're driving, right? So you're going 68 miles per hour because you just simply took 2,924 and you divided it by 43, and that gives you your miles per hour, right? So you are going 68 miles per hour. So this should be all copied, so you should have all this on your sheet, and your last step was to just add this up and get 68. And once you've got that all done, you are set, my friends. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. On your next one, you're going to do the entire problem on your own, and then we'll solve it together by watching a video. So have a great day. I'll see you soon. And now, on to counting by the numbers. This is a great strategy for anybody who does not have all their multiplication facts memorized. Counting by threes. Ready? Here we go. 3, 6, 9. 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Counting by fours. Ready? And 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Counting by sixes. Here we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. Counting by sevens, here we go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. And counting by eights, here we go. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. Counted by nines, here we go. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90.